And welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, a 60/40 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
And I'm Alex Midway, and we are back after taking Memorial Day over. And anything happened to you on Memorial Day? Let's talk about that. It's been a while since we've been
I
on.
went to one of our great beach bars and found out I hate crowds. And it takes about 4 cocktails for me to stop having murderous rage pump through my veins.
I mean, 4 cocktails is what I need to walk out the door to work.
Well, in this economy. Anywho. What about you?
Well, I eat my avocado toast at home and make coffee.
Yeah.
And I also get my alcohol from the dresser.
I do think
it comes in a plastic
I
cup.
do think I pulled something in my left arm, yanking on my bootstrap, so I feel you.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I think I too might have been yanking on something because my left elbow hurts.
More on that later.
Yeah. So I've actually been reading the J.D. Vance book, the Hillbilly Elegy, and it is hilarious. Because in the book, like, if you didn't know this was J.D. Vance, you're like, son of a B, this is some California bleeding heart liberal who made it out of the ghetto. Like, he's over here talking about all the crazy things, like his family's like, yeah, we grew up poor. Everyone out there is needing government assistance. Like, I wish our schools would do better. Like, he's the poster child, be like, hey, man, maybe we should send some assistance to these people. And now he's gutting the entire system.
Yeah, well, all you have to do, you have to be the rat to make it out of the trap. After that, you close the door behind you.
No, you do more than that. You actively start stomping heads down back into the flames. Like, I'm out, you go. Like, one of the chapters, he's out there, he's like, yeah, man, public school system suck. Like, it was horrible. It was like, my grades sucked. And he's like, yeah, I also started receiving letters because from the school because I didn't show up to classes. I would also be smoking pot all the time, and I never turned in my homework. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's you.
Well, after our high school career, we could have been vice president.
Like, if you're skipping classes to smoke pot, like, that's regular high school stuff. You can be like, yo, man, my school sucks. Like, how would you know? You're not even there. Like, shut up. Like, the cool thing about the book is, like, his grandma is awesome. But just like the book with what's his name? The Spare. It's about the British guy, Harry. From the Royals,
Yeah, okay.
Like, he kept saying mummy in that one, and I'm like, I had to turn it off. Like, J.D. Vance keeps saying Meemaw, Meemaw, Meemaw. It's like, dude, you're not hillbilly anymore. Like, stop it. You're just a cuck. But his grandmother's hilarious. So apparently J.D. as a kid, like, he was listening to this fire and brimstone preacher, and he's like, yeah, if you like man, you're going to jail or going to hell. And he's like, and JD's like, uh-oh, I think I might be gay. And he's like, I always hang around dudes. He's like, I think girls have cooties, and my best friend's a dude. He's like, we all spend a bunch of time together. He's like, I might be gay. So he talks to his grandma. His grandma's hilarious. She hears the whole story. He's like, JD, do you want to suck D? He's like, no, man, why would anyone do it? I was like, you're not gay. Shut up.
Well, thank you, Meemaw, for that intricate explanation.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to the end of the book, but I'm guessing Meemaw's not around, because she would have slapped current JD many times over.
No, Meemaw did kick the bucket. I remember JD giving a speech about cleaning out Meemaw's house after she passed and finding a gun in essentially at least 2 or 3 guns in every single room of the house.
Yeah. No, that one was awesome. We'll get more into J.D. Vance's book club, or the edition of our book club next week, but we got to get on trucking, because Tesla, they're apparently trucking as well. 341 last week, up to 358. Elon Musk is finally out because he talked trash about the big beautiful bill, because, you know, all it does is add a bunch of trillions to the debt, and he's like, yeah, I'm in Doge, we're supposed to stop debt. But all he ended up doing is he essentially cut savings, quote unquote, of 160 billion by coming in and gutting a bunch of companies overseeing his companies. And then he just rolled. So his $100 million donation got him a whole lot more back, and that's called investing 101, you stupid pores.
Yeah, that is the best example of ROI.
It's like, I just got to donate a couple bucks, and after that, I get to do all kinds of things. And actually, the topic of the show today is ROI and investing in government help, subsidizing yourself. But we'll get into that a little bit more. Let's check in what we're doing in Ukraine here real quick.
Full piece?
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna happen soon.
Promises made, promises getting kept eventually.
Yeah, he said it'll be done in 24 hours. He didn't say which 24 hours. But he ended up saying the quiet part loud. So he went on Truth Social because he keeps saying, yeah, war's gonna end, war's gonna end. And Putin's like, nah. He's like, I'm gonna keep this thing rolling. Go F yourself. So Big Orange comes out and says, what Vladimir Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me, lots of really bad things would have happened to Russia. And I mean, all caps, really bad. He's playing with fire. Like, yeah, dude, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get him to capitulate, and you came in and just started yelling at Zelensky for not having a suit. You big idiot.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the secret everybody knows. You're not actually supposed to tell everyone you've been the one helping Russia.
Like, I've been stopping these sanctions. I've been pulling all kinds of intelligence. Like, I'm stopping aid. Like, what more do you want me to do? Like, help me out. He's like, no. It's like the ugly kid just trying to get with a hot girl by doing her homework repeatedly. And the hot girl's still going out with a football player, like, quarterback. And this guy just keeps on trying. It is sad.
Do you think... Well, you know what? Don't want to spoil our next subject, so I'll hold it till then.
Fair enough. Well, meanwhile, Russia is now rebuilding troops on the border with Finland. They are rebuilding old bases and doing new bases out there. So they got a bunch, it's 4 different spots. So the guy who's complaining about, like, I need to attack Ukraine because Ukraine's going to join NATO and they're going to be way too close to my borders, is now literally building, like, storage facilities for helicopters and troops on a border with NATO.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like de-escalating, you know?
It's opposite day because he's escalating.
Jeez.
Like, it's weird. Like, when you have an incoming president whose negotiation tactic is slapping on a set of knee pads, talking about putting tariffs on allies, and pulling out of Europe while bending down to Big Vlad, like, who could have seen that this makes Putin's little soldiers stand straight up and just go on a warpath?
Well, unfortunately, he didn't train this soldier well enough because now he's slashing back out.
Yeah. All he does is appease him. Like, where else in history has this ever happened?
Yeah, figuring out who our nation's enemy is like a weekly game of Guess Who. And you just honestly, you have no idea. You're like, does it have red hair? Is it in the
It's
north?
everyone who doesn't pay our tariffs. Yeah. Very enemies. That and poor people.
Oh God, it's terrifying.
Let's keep it on rolling. What else we got?
All right. So, in the Qatar Economic Forum last week, Uncle Elon commented on Tesla's European numbers being down, saying, and I really got to work on my South African accent, but imagine this in Elon's voice, the European car market is quite weak. And that's true of all car manufacturers. There is no exception. But then Europe released their April numbers, and Europe is loving some EVs to the tune of a 28% increase in April, which is an all-time best for Europe. According to Fortune.com, the number would have been higher if Tesla's 49% collapse in the region didn't pull all those numbers down.
Yeah. I mean, there's a much larger contingent of people riding bicycles, and that's why each one of your friends who spent a semester abroad in Europe came back and couldn't shut up about how they bicycled everywhere, and then started taking a bicycle to work, but they utilized an entire lane in rush hour traffic, and you just wanted to run them off the road. But yeah, there's cars there. It's weird. I know.
I will tell you, as somebody who works near one of those great bicycling roads, I love bicycles. I think they're great. I think it gets more cars and it gets rid of congestion. It's great. The second you put that two wheels on a city street, I turn full conservative. I am ready to run you square off the road.
Like, I used to drive in a DC, and like the main corridor in a DC, there's 16th Street and there's 14th Street. And if you ever been to DC, you know that numbers run north and south. East and west is essentially letters, and sideways is going to be states. So 16th Street's a main capillary to come in, and then there's and 14th Street is 2 blocks over. It has a bike lane. But these a-holes would always drive down 16th Street, which is only 2 lanes, and it would add a solid 10 minutes at the very least to the commute, because one guy can't go 2 blocks over.
Yeah, that's 10 minutes if you are insanely lucky that day.
And they're out there like, it's the worst, because in Europe, they'll all stop at red lights and they'll treat it right. Over here, we're like, nah, man, I'm not a bicycle anymore. Now I'm a pedestrian. And then they get back into the lane like, now I'm a car. Like, you gotta find a gender. You gotta find what you are, man. You can't keep doing this.
Well, Tesla's share of the EV market, forgot this part, in Europe was about almost 10%, 9.8, and that has plummeted to less than 4%. And it feels like when you have a buddy who has a drinking problem and you're all going to get together and have that intervention, this feels like Europe's just talking to each other like on the side text about like, does America really have a problem, man? Like, should we do something about this? I'm no oncologist, but maybe it's the cancer running Tesla that has everybody else succeeding.
It's wild. Like some of the stuff that they're posting out there, they're real big into the whole swastika. Because, they had Hitler down there. And they're like, no, dude, we see exactly what's happening. And our school system still works.
Yeah. And they put all their time and money into engineering. It worked out great for them. They learned a great lesson early.
And then Big W released a like robotic car made in using the same engine they made, what's it called, a Tomb Raider game back from the 90s.
No, but it'll be this quarter we release robo-taxis.
Right after Full Self-Driving comes out.
Yeah, that's super. It's definitely going to work. Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
Pivoting into peanut off the old turd news, Don Jr. is opening a very exclusive club in the Georgetown area of D.C., and evidently it already has a band list before the doors even open.
Is it trannies? Is it pores? Like, those are usually the things that they hate.
Well, I'm assuming all those groups are not going to be a part of this $500,000 sign-up fee to join the club. But also, they made a big point saying a lot of DC elites are not going to be allowed.
Huh. Does it have lemon water?
I'm guessing for $500,000, this better be sweet, sweet cucumber water.
Lemon cucumber water? A little hybrid, perhaps, for that amount of money?
Could be chock full of ketamine. I have no idea.
The Elon blend?
Comes with its own set of stupid sunglasses.
Yeah. Chainsaw.
So in addition to the DC elites that they're going to shun, this club is also not for those Bush-era Republicans. No. This club is newer and hipper for that only MAGA crowd.
Yeah. The ones that say they're getting rid of government debt and then just give tax breaks to trillionaires.
Yeah, while adding more debt.
Yeah.
Now, we here at the podcast, and I cannot stress this enough, will never, ever promote any kind of violence whatsoever. Wait for dramatic pause. In unrelated news, can you tell me about your time over in Thailand in a place called Boytown?
Well, I personally never went to Boytown, but when we got down there on a float a bunch of years ago, I talked to one of my junior guys, and he had this 1,000 yard stare on his face. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He's like, "I know exactly where I'm going, Corporal." I was like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Going down to Boys Town." Like, the hell is that? Apparently, Boys Town is where outer towners go to fornicate with young boys. Hence, Boys Town. I'm like, "Wait, what? You going there?" He's like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I'm gonna sit outside there, and any old man that walks out of there, I'm beating the S out of him." I was like, "You know what? I can't knock it." It's like, "I'll be at your court martial. I'll speak on your behalf, but I fully support it."
All right, good to clear that up. Oops, completely forgot to mention an unrelated note. This club has an entrance at a subterranean basement tucked behind Georgetown Park via a set of stairs next to the mall's parking garage. Completely coincidence.
Currently, no cameras. So, unrelated news on all the things we just mentioned.
Allegedly.
So, we promised you guys that today we're going to talk investing strategies and ROIs and, big money. Because if you're going to get into that 500K club, you're going to need some cash. And to make cash, you need cash. Right now, let's talk about pardons, because that's the latest way to grease the wheels of our progress. So usually pardons are done at the end of a term, but our commander-in-chief hits the ground running, baby. Have you heard of County Sheriff Scott Jenkins?
In fact, I have. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
While he deserves every bit of jail time that he's probably not going to get, according to your lead-in, it was a pretty ingenious scam he had going.
It was very simple. Our county sheriff was out there, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm giving away deputy badges, but I need envelopes full of cash." Like, this is full-on central casting for a villain. Like, you're not even disguising it. He's over there giving you a junior deputy badge, and you're not getting that badge because you believe in law enforcement and you want to stop drunk drivers or volunteer in Memorial Day to do crowd control. You do it because with that deputy badge, you can then flash it when you get pulled over in your Porsche. You can also use it to carry guns, which you'll carry guns, but you'll never go to the range. So when you do end up shooting at somebody you think is a bad guy, you'll probably hit about 6 pedestrians right next to him. But at his trial, they legit had 2 FBI guys. And I know all FBI people are crooked when they're going against the Republicans. But these guys, like, "Yeah, man, we literally handed him envelopes full of cash, and he gave us deputy badges." And there was over 75,000 of us. And the guy's defense was like, "No, it was a misunderstanding."
Yeah, this is clearly Sleepy Joe targeting a sheriff and who gives a crap, where is this? Virginia?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up Sleepy Joe, because that is exactly who Trump said
You're
it was.
lying.
It was Biden. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. I mean, it was a toss-up between Obama, Soros, and Biden, and he went with Biden.
Oh my God, did I miss my calling? Should I just been a political strategist?
On who to blame? Yeah, this administration wouldn't be that tough. They go back to the same well. So apparently the Biden-era Justice Department was corrupt and weaponized. Trump also went on to suggest that the criminal case might have looked like a straightforward bribery case because, I don't know, it was when you pass envelopes full of cash. But if you don't believe the mainstream media and you aren't woke, it was actually an elaborate conspiracy against an obscure local sheriff who was targeted by monsters for political reasons. That was his description on why he commuted that sentence.
If there was ever a guy to just trust, who better?
I mean, he kept it reasonable, 5 to 10K for getting out of every speeding ticket you ever had. Like, that's a deal, man.
Yeah, especially the way we drive.
Yeah. I mean, I'll pay that in court fees. Like, Any single mom with a freaking Nissan Altima should have gotten in on that.
Unfortunately, they don't like women. So.
Yeah. So, did you ever hear of Nikola Corporations or the guy who ran it, Trevor Milton?
I have not.
So, I was looking for this. I'm like, no effing way. So, what Tesla is to electric cars, Nikola, which is the first name of Tesla, so they're using the same thing. But Nikola Corp tried to do that to trucks. But instead of doing electric, they wanted to go hydrogen. And they're out there and they're like, yeah, man, we got these engines rocking and rolling. And kind of like a fake it till you make it type of deal. And they're like, yeah, we just need more and more funding. So one of the things that they did to prove that they're farther along than anyone's ever been was to make an actual video of one of these trucks driving. Spoiler alert, it wasn't driving. So they had no idea how to make this engine, but homie needed more money. So they put this thing on a hill and just let it roll. And then they edited it in post-production to make it look like it's driving. So they kind of skewed, instead of it going downhill, they skewed it so it's straight. And then they released that video to the investors, like, check it out. First engine's up and running.
Jeez. The things you can do with AI these days.
It's like when you have a chick from Theranos when she was, do you remember that one?
Which one was Theranos?
That's the one where it's the one girl, she dressed up like, what's it called? Steve Jobs always wore a turtleneck because she loved him, and she always spoke deeply because she's like, yeah, if you speak like a man, people respect you more. She had the machine that where you could just essentially put your blood in and it'll tell you all the diseases in there. And the way that she did it, and when investors came around, you would put your blood into this machine, and it drops down into a vault, and then some dude grabs it, and then runs it to one of the actual much larger machines, and tests it there, and then runs it back, so it pops out of this little small one. Like, yeah, man, it's really working.
This is like watching like magicians in the 60s almost.
Yeah.
This just sounds so stupid and campy. How does this keep working?
It's insane.
We're getting dumber.
So, Trevor Milton has now been, he's been pardoned. So he did 2022 convictions of federal crimes. He was defrauding investors, like I said. He made a truck roll down a decline and then said it's driving itself. And then he also committed wire fraud. And all this happened a couple weeks after the actual prosecutors were talking to the judge, like, hey, man, you should probably go ahead and start getting this guy to pay for something. And, well, what do you think changed since the time that they started pressuring for something to actually come down and from the time he got pardoned?
He either went the bankruptcy route, so he didn't have to pay anything back, or he made some hefty political contributions.
He made money moves, ROIs. It's what we're talking about. Remember, these aren't bribes. These are investments in your future. So after his initial conviction, he went ahead and donated $920,000 to the Trump 47 committee in October of last year. And then $750,000 in September to Robert F. Kennedy's Maha Alliance. You'll be shocked to hear that these are the first contributions he's ever made. And boy, did they pay off dividends because he owed a lot of money that they were about to make him pay. But he got out of it, pennies on the dollar, baby.
You know what? I will give this guy a pass. Not for the horrific fraud or anything like that, but both those hefty sums were made before the election. So you know what? At least he was gambling on the right horse.
He's like, listen, if anyone's gonna pardon me, it's gonna be this corrupt fella.
Well, I mean that's like what, $1.5 million, $1.6 million, something like that.
Yeah, I sent you 1.6.
That's a pretty good bet for a 10-year stretch.
Yeah, when you're looking at 120, 1.6. I mean, it's a fraction of it. It's about a little bit over 1%. You're like, you know what? High risk, high reward, baby.
Yeah, but if you're looking at this as they're tipping a president to get favorable, pardons and stuff, Who hates tipping the most? The wealthy.
Wealthy.
So, you know
Yeah, they're
what?
stepping out of their comfort zone.
I'll give him like a 20% excuse there.
Fair enough. Well, our next contestant here didn't like tipping. So, Paul Walzak. He's a former nursing home company executive. And this guy stole a bunch of money from these companies and he used it like nursing homes. He's out there defrauding nursing homes and he's buying a yacht. So they catch this guy, and at his trial, he literally pleads guilty. He's like, hey man, I'm guilty. So he's about to get sentenced, and then his mother goes to a little invitation at the Mar-a-Lago event, where it's 500,000 for a membership to a club in DC seems kind of small compared to a Millia Plate fundraiser, but when you look at it, he was pardoned a couple weeks later after his mom went there, and there's absolutely zero connection because it happened 3 weeks after that luncheon. So happy coincidence.
Not even a sniff of quid pro quo on that one. Well, at least it's only those two guys, you know.
But wait, there's more.
My bad.
Hit you about Billy Mays. Now, Trump likes to keep it international. As a man who's a titan of industry, he deals with a lot of people. He even helps out a China-born attendee, Justin Sun, who just purchased 18.5 million of a Trump coin. So you might remember last week Trump had that big dinner with the crypto monkeys. Yeah, some were wearing like helmets because they didn't want to get seen. And then they said he was doing it on his own time, which isn't a thing when you're a president. And it's also not a thing when you bring the presidential seal to the event and then say, nah, man, it's my
it's
time.
His own time. I get it.
So Justin apparently was under a whole lot of SEC investigations, and that's been paused.
Yeah, I mean, what are the chances a guy who buys a banana duct taped to a canvas for a couple $1,000,000 and then proceeds to pull the banana off and eat it? What are the chances he might be a scumbag?
The guy eats healthy. What more do you people want? Let the rest of the Biden-era Justice Department monsters lay off him.
Well, I just hope all those kids that lost all their SNAP benefits are also enjoying his cool antic about that $1,000,000 banana.
Should have invested in something, like a pardon.
Yeah.
So, we've got the last one is essentially Chrisley, the Chrisleys. And I don't remember, but a long time ago, I think I watched an episode or two. It's like this husband and wife, and the husband's gay,
100%.
right?
There is no man on earth that is that effeminately flamboyant. Married
Like, he's got a
to
beard.
that woman.
The wife's just banging the pool boy. He's on Grinder, and they're just happy. And they're happy.
Sorry, 6040 production just shot me a quick text. Evidently, that's called a beard.
Yeah,
okay.
Beard.
Just to clarify.
So they're out there defrauding banks, and they're essentially reporting their income is completely different from what it is, and that's actually what Trump got convicted for. So they have one thing in common: real estate moguls and shady. Now, I want to do a little quick sidebar for a second, because a lot of times people have said, like, hey man, lying on your incomes to the bank, like, it's a victimless crime. Like, Trump just got a bunch of money and repays. Like, it's not a victimless crime. If I am filthy rich and not poor, because poors always get caught, but if I go in there and I inflate my income, I then take away a certain amount of money that the bank has to loan. And the bank can only loan so much money proportionally to what they have on hand. So when a poor ends up coming in after my little rich self, and I lied on this application, and they don't lie on the application, they don't seem as nearly as good of a candidate to receive the money. So that small business won't be able to upgrade anything else. Whereas me and my shares of slumlording, we're not fixing anything. We're just going to buy another stupid condo, put people in there, and just bend them over and rail the government. So yes, it does hurt people. Like, I'm tired of people saying, like, it's a victimless crime. Like, no, man, you're taking money away from small businesses.
And then Walmart comes and feasts on the bones.
Yeah. So essentially, the Chrisleys are put into jail. And they're convicted. The guy is 12 years and his wife is 7 years. Prosecutors wanted between 17 and a half and 22 for the husband and 10 to 12 and a half for the wife. But they already got less. And they're out there and they put him in jail because Chrisley, like in 2013, like he's going through bankruptcy proceedings and he's got this show where they just flex on us poors and talk about what they do. And they record one thing on there. He's like, yeah, man, this year we might spend 300 grand on clothes. And meanwhile, he's literally going through like bankruptcy proceedings. He's like, yeah, I buy 300,000 worth of jeans.
I mean, I know I watch shows like that to make me feel better about myself. I hate these people.
I mean, granted, after filing for bankruptcy, he then also proceeded not to file his taxes till 2016. So after 1 year, you're like, you know what? What's the point?
Well, in his defense, it is clear that only suckers pay those.
So now they're all in jail. But how do these two guppies actually get out?
Can I guess?
Well,
can I guess?
Oh, kick it.
I believe I'm going to go with our commander-in-chief saw the reality show and said, this is the same thing that Crooked Joe came after me for. And just did it pro bono just because it was the right thing to do.
Almost there.
What am I missing?
Yes. So the Chrisleys have a daughter. They also had two other kids as well. And she was the one who pretty much has been pleading to Trump all along. She's been asking him. And she has been through hell. Going from being in a family where they spend $300K on clothes, she had to adopt two of her siblings who were 18 and 12 respectively when she was only 25. Because, you know, her family has been in like a line of a banks.
Okay, so it sounds like she came from the same mean streets as our commander-in-chief.
Yes. The cutthroat world. And in a people interview that she did last year, this was when she was essentially still lobbying to get her parents released and everything else like that. She came out and she's like, listen, I had to take on multiple jobs to just keep our family afloat. And like, man, so you know what? Maybe I'm wrong about this chick. Like, she sounds like she had to do some bad stuff. That goes on until you essentially hit the next paragraph and you find out that the multiple jobs that she took on was making a podcast, going to a reality TV show, and working as a realtor.
Mean streets, yeah. Real blue-collar, dirt under your fingernail type.
Listen, we do a podcast. It sucks. It's not that professional, but it ain't the hardest thing. Like, it ain't working two jobs in construction and fast food fryer cook. Like, oh yeah, I went through all kinds of hell. I do modeling and I had to make a podcast.
Yeah. Sounds like one of those single mother picking up shifts at Waffle House type of story to me.
She also ended up speaking at the last Republican National Convention as well. And Trump probably wants to bang her. He can't decide where he wants to bang his daughter or his broad. They look very similar, blonde.
Pretty girl.
And, yeah. So, that's another reason there. So, that's the deal with the Chrisleys.
Well, I know I feel bad about myself listening through this podcast so far, so let's end on a great note. While not exactly in pardoning news yet, the UK has issued an international arrest warrant for the Tate brothers after being indicted on pretty much the same exact thing they got indicted for in Romania. The UK has started paperwork for extradition, so I guess we're going to find out if presidential pardon works for other countries too, maybe.
Well, they're staying in Florida, and Romania is about to become an enemy of the state because Trump wanted these guys here. He brought them in here. They are titans of industry and pillars of a community in Florida.
Yeah, nobody puts out videos of them beating a hooker with a belt quite like Andrew Tate.
I saw a video of him the other day. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, when a man dates a woman, that woman's his property. So if she makes an OnlyFans, he's entitled to part of that money. Like, because she is his property. Like, that seems pretty alpha male and normal.
This is what happens when you don't hug your children.
Yeah, but it's been trannies going into the bathroom that's really messing this country up. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a transgender woman in England playing pool last year that it's really tanking us here. God, where's a real Luigi when you need one? Allegedly
Needs to come back. That's a guy who needs to get pardoned.
Well, Newsom 2028.
If we make it there. So I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'm Alex Medway.
I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.